This is a brief intro for our upcoming We Are OC Mosaic Tile project. This is an awesome project and I'm super excited for you guys to get started on it. This will be our first project where you're going to be designing to operate the CNC. If you're not sure what a CNC is, we will be learning it in this class. It stands for Computer Numerically Controlled, and it's a way to take your designs from the computer and to create a tangible final project. I've got a lot of examples and I'll show you those too. For this project, you're creating 3 original designs. The artboard size is going to be 6 by 6 inches. You're going to need 3 artboards. So the purpose of these designs is to show what you think makes OC great. Some examples of these projects can be found near classroom number 28. Over by the bathrooms, there's a big board that says what makes OC great with a bunch of colored tiles. That is this project. So your designs will be hung on that board to display to all of OCHS what you think makes OC great. You can use both text and objects in your designs, but your designs must be in black and white only, no color. You need to strip your images and ideas down to basic forms while keeping them interesting and communicating the message that you feel you want the viewer to walk away with. So be sure that you're paying attention to some of the details. However, there's going to be some other considerations when we get to operating the CNC. For example, the bit width. You might not be sure what that is yet, but there is a bit, kind of like a drill bit, that runs in the CNC. And depending on what size that is, you're only going to get so much detail in your design. So don't try and be super detailed about this. Okay? Once your designs are completed in Illustrator, you're going to be choosing one design to be engraved onto a 6 by 6 plastic tile with the CNC. You are responsible for creating the appropriate toolpath in VCarve. Okay, what is VCarve? VCarve is another program that you're going to be learning to use. There will be some lessons in a separate video for this program. In order for you to execute your design on the CNC, you have to create these toolpaths in this program called VCarve. Your tile is your responsibility from beginning to end, which means you are designing, you're coming up with ideas, you're bringing it into VCarve, you're creating toolpaths, and you are operating the CNC router. Okay, I will teach this. This will be a separate lesson. However, you are welcome to take notes while I teach the lesson on CNC router operation, and you're welcome to use your own notes when you are when it's your turn to operate the CNC. Okay. So again, designing in Illustrator, importing to VCarve, creating toolpaths, saving the toolpaths for cutting, setting up your material for engraving on the CNC, and executing the toolpath cuts successfully through Velocity CNC. Well, there's a third program, okay? So Velocity CNC is only the program that's going to literally be operating the CNC. That is strictly all it's used for. It's not used for designing. It's not used for setting up toolpaths. You will only use this on the day when you operate the CNC. Okay. Remember to consider the additional constraints for machining your design on the CNC. This is what I was talking about earlier. Bit allowance, corners, cutting depth. These things become very important when we are operating a machine. Things need to be precise. If not, you're going to end up possibly creating unsafe operating and maybe even breaking a bit or ruining your tile. So make sure you're paying close attention when I do the lessons on operating the CNC, because we'll go over those things in more detail. Your individual tiles, like I said, are going to be combined into one large mosaic piece. That's the one that's on display by room 28 near the bathrooms in the basement. If you got any questions about this, please feel free to ask. Make sure you check out the grading objectives over here on the project sheet. I should have some of these project sheets printed out and on my bookshelf. And I wish you luck on your project.